Good afternoon, this is Jeff with Sewer Tech Northwest. We are at 12779 Northwest Lilywood here in Portland, located right next to the air conditioning unit. We've got a 4-inch ABS cleanout as our point of access. We're going to check the overall condition and serviceability of the sanitary sewer line. Water is currently running. We're going to zero the foot counter out at the base of the cleanout. Off we go here. It's one of those more unique lines you get up here in northwest and southwest Portland where they go down the back hillside, which is a nice thing because it takes advantage of natural slope and grade. What that means for the line and you is that the lines very rarely settle and end up with bellies in them. And usually by the point they can belly, it's so far down a hillside they're basically completely insignificant and meaningless. There's just too much gravity for it to have any effect on anything. Just transition there to 4-inch 3034 PVC. A little bit of grease buildup in the flow line. Again, that's generally a little more meaningful thing on your flatter running sewer lines versus something like this that is just sheer downhill run the entire way. And funny enough, I've done almost 25,000 scopes at this point in my career. What I have come to find out here over the years is that the steeper the line is, the more grease buildup it will collect. It's kind of counterintuitive at first when you think about it, but the reason for that is that hot water is typically what is carrying the grease. Well, as the water starts shooting down that hill, as it cools down too, water doesn't slow down. Where grease, as it cools down, becomes more and more solid and more viscous. And so those steeper runs, you'll tend to collect a little more grease. But on a steeper shot like this, that grease really has very little effect on anything. Anyway, the line terminates straight into the manhole out back here. We're going to turn the water off, let the line drain out, and we'll get another look at everything. And my camera is doing a pretty good job at scraping this junk loose too, so it's one that I'm unlikely to recommend cleaning on. Not that it wouldn't hurt, but it's not the same benefit you're going to get from your average flatter running line. Alright, located the camera head successfully. The line terminates. It basically runs in just about a dead straight line. Meanders a little bit, but if you were to draw an imaginary line from the cleanout straight to the rear left corner of the property, if you go look back there, you'll see a manhole sitting there. This line ties directly into that manhole. Very simple, easy configuration. And I'm keeping a little bit of that water. It's going to be done trickling off here in a second, but you can see the stuff breaking loose as my camera goes. Once the camera goes through there and scrapes a pathway through that little bit of grease there, a lot of that will slough off naturally under just natural water flow, just running the sinks and stuff. All right, all the 3034 PVC pipe there looks good, drains off very nicely. All the water you're looking at there is moving. And we hit this on such an angle, it's hard to get a good view. I think that bells out to 6-inch diameter pipe right there. The top part of the screen or the upper part of the line there looks like it's not flush. So, nothing wrong with that. They just got a bigger diameter pipe down there, it looks like. Anyway, if all the grease lightens up here towards the top of the line where it's flatter running, you know, it's one that I will recommend you clean it, but just understand it's not going to be the same benefit you get from your average line out there. This line has a lot of gravity working in its favor, about 3-4 times more than the average line does. You can see how it starts to lighten up. It's not as thick up here. It's just that flatter running part of the line. The water is moving at a similar speed as the grease until you hit that hillside. Now, if you do end up getting the line cleaned, I always recommend you rescope afterwards just to show the work, that it was indeed done. Especially if it's something that gets covered by the seller. But very nice looking sewer line. Great flow end to end, zero standing water, no offset joints, nothing structural going on. Cleanings are an easy peasy thing to deal with. That's a few $100. A little bit more if you get a rescope done. Anyhow, as it sits, we have good flow to the main lateral. You won't so much improve flow by cleaning it as the line. It's 4-inch diameter pipe. It's large diameter and bigger. It looks like now at the base of the hill. Where grease like this can potentially get you, I think it would be unlikely in this case because of the steepness of the line. The kind of grease you have in here is the kind that might help exacerbate something to block that's already very close to blocking. Something that's really big going down the line might help it stick a little bit better, but you know, keep in mind, if anything does stop up on that drop, I mean, you'd need to abuse this thing very hard to ever accomplish that. Flushing stuff down there, it has no business going down a sewer line, and a lot of it. Anyhow, sewer line is functioning properly at this time.